welcome back to Shelf Center. This is Bryce. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thanks for liking and subscribing. If this is something you end up enjoying, you never know, it could happen. Anyway, this is my top shelf news, my chance to talk about the latest news that I find interesting in books, movies, TV, you name it, as it relates to science fiction, fantasy, and sometimes horror. So anyway, it's been a little bit, I've mentioned in my kind of last couple of videos, it's been a struggle lately to just get any kind of content out, and these are definitely my most difficult videos to kind of prepare for, get filmed, and then actually edit. You wouldn't think so, but it is actually true. Anyway, first things first, we look at the books. Let's jump right into the books. The biggest news in my world, frankly, is Song of the Mysteries. The last book in the Wars of Light and Shadow by Janny Wurts has its final cover, has the last cover. This is for the last book that's coming out really shortly here, early next year. And we've got the cover, and the great thing about being as talented as Janny Wurts is that she also did the cover art for her own book. I mean, that's just amazing. So, and it's gorgeous. So anyway, check it out, both the author and the cover artist. It's just amazing to me. Anyway, love it, and I cannot wait. This is such huge news, and it is literally, I think I read somewhere it was 50 years worth of work here that's coming into this. I mean, these started getting published. Book one is back in the 90s, and so even just the publishing journey has been about 30 years, so it's just crazy. Next big news, definitely for my circles, I'm getting so I care less and less about this kind of news, but Patrick Rothfuss's new book, it's got a new cover. It's not The Doors of Stone. It doesn't have anything to do with that because, of course, he doesn't care about giving us updates about that. I'm getting more and more frustrated with that. At least be open when you promise a chapter, then you never deliver it, even though people spent money on that. If anything, he may not owe us a book, which I'm going to start to argue that he might actually, but let's say he doesn't for argument purposes. He does at least owe a chapter. That's what he did promise. So frustrating as that is, we'll see. Anyway, the new novella, The Narrow Road Between Desires, it's got a new cover, like I said. Laura Brett, I think, is the cover artist. It looks pretty good. It looks fine. It's nothing, I don't think it's anything to write home about. It's kind of interesting. I like the moon and all that. But maybe it's my cynicism with the whole thing, and I'm just frustrated. So anyway, Kingkiller Chronicle, got another novella. Are we ever going to get the last book? I'm starting to just not care, so there's where we're at. Then I wanted to talk Cradle series. I'm a huge Cradle fan. Cradle series has got a new Kickstarter for books 4 through 6 in faux leather covers. They look pretty cool, and apparently books 1 through 3 will also be available during this, so you can spend all your money on this. It's still got to save up for the rest of the series, because there's a couple more in this series, about double. So anyway, but this is cool. It starts September 25th at 12 p.m. Eastern, so get on it. I don't think you necessarily need to be there right at the Eastern time. That's the beauty of a Kickstarter. It's not like a limited amount, like Subterranean Press or whatever. They'll be like, all right, only so many we publish. Once it's done, it's done. And I believe these are actually signed. But the beauty of a Kickstarter is it's like they'll earn as much money as they can off of it, and then that's how many they'll deliver in the end. That's how I found them to be. Let me know if I'm wrong on that, but that's kind of why I like that, the way to crowdfund it and get everybody who wants a copy, they can have it. Kind of nice, kind of, you don't have to jump right on at the the special time. Speaking of Kickstarters, the Secret Project number 4, we got another update from, as you may know, I've been getting just the books, the nice, very amazing looking Secret Project books from Brandon Sanderson, and he's been publishing one every quarter. So we've got our 4th quarter book here coming up. I haven't looked at the title, so I can't even spoil it for you or give anyone a hard time for that yet. Still feel bad a little bit about Yumi and the Nightmare Painter, which I'm spoiling again by saying it again. And I'm sorry for that, but I'm not really. The update this time was like, we already have one of our truckloads. The other one should be coming within the week. And then we're going to be all ready to ship by October 1st. So it seems like as crazy as the first couple quarters were. Fourth quarter, man, they've got this down. They know what they're doing, and everything's aligned and in alignment, so that's pretty cool. Anyway, let's hope. You never know. And there's always snags anyway. I heard the virus that shall not be named is spiking worse than it was back in 2020, so, you know, who knows? And last bit of book news, OpenAI has got a lawsuit against it. Another one here, John Grisham, George R. Martin are some of the authors. We've already talked about a couple of these lawsuits. I've said in the past, and I still stick by it, typical lawyer answer here, yeah, litigation's right here, of course. No, but I honestly think this is how you keep it in check. And you got to keep it in check, and these guys are right to keep it in check immediately. It's the usual, it's essentially plagiarism, right? Like, what else is it doing but plagiarizing? It has to, that's how it works. So it's taking existing writings and putting them together. So, you know, I think just by that definition, they might have, you know, an idea. But the thing is, the law, it takes so long to change the law, and it does not ever keep up with the latest in technology. It's so slow to catch up. So this is good for these authors because any suit is going to take a while anyway. You've got to go through discovery process. You've got to go through so many processes, especially civilly, a civil suit. But this one's really good because it's just keeping them in check right away, right off the bat. It seems like, I mean, it hasn't been out too long, but people are relying on ChatGPT, all these things, quite a bit already. I feel like it's only been in the last year or so, and again, people jumping on, stopping it, right? Again, not necessarily stopping it, but at least let's get an idea of what we as a society are willing to put up with. And I feel like that's what's valuable about these suits is let's get some common law moving, and maybe that'll lead to even statutes. Maybe we'll get statutes, and anyway, it's something. But I think just dealing with it right away, showing it, you're not just going to be able to run rampant here. All right, that was my news for the books. Now let's get into, I really only have one bit of media news that I thought really interested me, but because I've been enjoying it so much. One Piece, it's on Netflix. It's so good. It's so much fun. It's just an absolute blast. Somehow they just captured the essence of the manga, which is so much fun. It's silly, but also serious, but also heartwarming, but ridiculous. And it just kind of catches it all. And I don't know how they did that in a live action. It's amazing to me, frankly. And it's great that it's renewed for season 2. I think part of it is having Oda, the author of the manga, involved in the process. Like, they're the ones that know it. Why would you not? Don't ask me why Hollywood works. But the only real question I have, I wrote down in my notes, Netflix, eek. It's Netflix. You just can't trust Netflix. That's the worst part about anything being on Netflix. If it's Stranger Things and it really takes off, which seemingly One Piece is there, it's doing quite well. It keeps doing quite well. We'll get lots of seasons of it. But if it's just even doing well and not insanely well and record-breaking, it seems like they are willing to just go, all right, season 2, we're done. Season 3 maybe. Okay, but then we're done. And just throw things out. And hopefully one day we can, I guess, express to Netflix that we're not on board with that. That is just, it's like, build up the fans and we'll keep coming back. But this frustrates. But also, they have all the like top shows that they did last year, and I'm sure they will this year. So I don't think we'll ever teach them a lesson, whatever it may be. But again, I'm loving One Piece. Let me know your thoughts on it. So much to love. Absolutely having a blast here. And there's so much more that can happen with this series. So there's so much just to rely on. And they've been sticking pretty well to the manga. So it's just very impressive overall. Hopefully they stick to it. Hopefully they can stick to it because Netflix won't pull a Netflix on them. That's my biggest concern. So that's the news this week to me. Thanks for sticking with me. My October TBR is still up. I'm still collecting requests from you that I'm asking for my TBR for horror for October. This is my request to you. I've already gotten a great number of recommendations and I love it, and I've just been going, oh yeah, I knew about that book, but I just forgot about it. So I'm excited to see what I'm reading for next month. The poll will go up soon, But we're so far so good. We're got a lot of play on the Discord, so check out the link to the Discord in the description below, or just write it in the comments below here, and I usually will pop them into the Discord as one of the recommendations for my TBR for October. Can't thank you enough. You did me right for the Grace of Kings, so I can't thank you enough. And I'm ready to go again. I want another good recommendation from you guys because you're the best. So anyway, thanks so much for stopping by. Thanks for liking and subscribing. We'll catch you next time. Bye.